Hey guys, and welcome back to another YouTube video. In this video, I'll be going through the Fremantle versus Carlton game, going through, I guess, the just controversial result in the end, how it occurred, why it occurred, and just looking at the players and how they went. So before we get into this video, remember to like and subscribe. Remember, we're trying to hit that 500 subscriber goal by the buys, which is roughly 8 weeks away. And hopefully we can hit that. It's like another 70 subs or so, but hopefully you guys just subscribe, hit the like button so that we can get to that goal and I can keep on producing content for you guys and keep on going through each game, etc. But let's get into the recap, I guess. So Andrew Brayshaw, 148, and this one's a stinger, to be honest with you. 38, 21, 37, 52. He went crazy and a 140 break even, so a 148 score. So he's resurrected that break even, which is really, really good to see. Obviously, in 954k, it's going to be hard to get him in. Aish, a 108. He's been one of the surprise packets of the year, I'd say. I'd say he was more of a game changer than the likes of a Jeremy Sharp, because I'm pretty sure he's come from a little bit deeper in the pack, James Aish. So I think he's actually been a more impactful player as, let me just check this. We go here, we go to full player profile. I'm pretty sure last year he didn't, 2023, he averaged 73. So he's plus 28 at the moment. So those people that started James Aish in his new role are probably laughing, to be honest, with how well he's gone. So the 1% of people that have seen his game and gone on and selected him, they're probably laughing with how well he's gone. So yeah, he's probably the one out of this Freo side that is really, really starting to, I guess, overproduce and be the one that's the game changer. Hayden Young, 28-13, I thought 41 at halftime, that's not the greatest, but then he pulls out a 40 and a 27, so I'm just looking at probably different ways to potentially get him in Supercoach, but on the AFL fantasy front, still happy with him. He's going up in cash now with a 79 break even. He's going to go up to probably, I'd say, 835, 840k. And he's starting that trend now, and he's really starting to hurt the non-owners as he's plus like 11 or 12 or something like that now on his, I think it may even be 13 or so on his priced out point to start the year. Jeremy Sharp, a 106, 11 break even. He's going well, and I'm just so happy I was able to loop him. Yes, it does suck that if I had done the likes of a Jeremy Sharp here if I'd done Colby McKercher here, and that was something I should have probably done actually. Colby McKercher, as he was the first game, and we heard rumours all week that he was playing in the midfield. I should have probably done Colby McKercher as the emergency, and yeah, so that burnt me 34 points in general at the time of recording. So that was one that sucked, but at least I was able to get Sharp on field to gain 22 points from Sanders, as that could be huge in the long run. So Sharp, Clark, 97, he's been doing really, really well. Did give away a dumb free kick at the end, and a tackle got taken away to get him below the 100 and into the 90s for the 4th consecutive week. It'll be interesting to see how he goes in the next couple of weeks with Heath Chapman returning as well. So it'll be interesting to see how Fremantle structure up, as Jeremy Sharp obviously has one wing, and Matt Johnson, who's got subbed out in this game, and also I don't know whether he was injured in that or whether it was a tactical sub. He got subbed out. You also have Jager O'Meara there as well on that same wing. And they seem to be doing that quite a lot, of Johnson sub out into O'Meara. What will happen with that, and whether Heath Chapman comes into the backline, because if he comes into the backline, there's a good chance he takes, it could easily just be as simple as 5 to 10 points away from the likes of say he just replaces a Walker or something like that. I don't know what will happen with the Freo lineup, but if he takes away a Walker and he gets 24 more points just through kicks or whatever, and kicks and cheap marks, that could be 24 points away from Luke Ryan. And Luke Ryan had a pretty down game as well. So I just don't know with the dynamic how Jordan Clark's going to go. I don't think there's potentially, for those people that want him to be a top 6, I don't think there's potential upside to go up the extra 15 points to get him to top 6. I only really see potentially 5 or so 10 points of downside, and him going at 92 is still a really good for those owners, but it's not the killer blow that you have with like people with position changes, etc., that go plus 30, plus 40, like an Isaac Heaney. He's a killer blow. Who else has gone absolutely nuts to start the year? I mean, even a Riley Bonner could be a killer blow for those people that don't have him if he goes nuts again. As he's averaging still 90 on my side. Who else? Elliot Yeo could be a killer blow for those people that don't have him, as he's gone plus, what was he priced at, 630k or something? He's gone plus 26 or whatever. So those are the type of killer blows that you can have on the side. And then also you have Harry Sheasel as well, who's gone plus, I think, 22. So those owners really, really struggled for the first couple of weeks and had to cop, I guess, a 50k, 70k price rise from Harry Sheasel. So those are the type of killer blows, is the 20 when you're going from 100 to 120, or somewhere around that 30 range to 40 range that Isaac Heaney is going at now. Isaac Heaney, I think, is plus 40 also. So that is and I'm not saying that Jordan Clark's bad pick, sorry. He's a great pick. I'm just saying he's not that top 5 to 10 pick where they're going massively above their average. Luke Jackson, 94. He's done all right so far this year, and I think he's averaging, 96.5. So he's still gone, and you'll see here he's going to make a little bit of cash. I just need him for the next, I think, 2 rounds, to be honest with you. And then I'll look at trading out the likes of him, and I have to trade out. Basically, my next 3 moves are trading out Grundy and Jackson, and also getting in Nick Dacos. Other 3 sort of moves that I've got to do soon, as well as the potential to have to trade out Riley Bonner. But we get DPPs, which should help a lot with that. Luke Ryan had a down game, so did Caleb Sarong. So those people that jumped on, I think they still had decent games Supercoach-wise, but yeah, just fantasy-wise, they didn't do anything. So happy about that they're going to start decreasing in price. You can see here with Caleb Sarong, he had a 113 break even, and now that break even is, given that he's going to be still priced around that 1.05 mil, it's going to be probably a 150 break even. And if he has a bad game, he could easily drop 100, 150k very, very quickly if you just get on the bad end of a couple of back-to-back 70s, as those 160s start to fade out of his system, out of his price scoring system. You'll see here, we go here, 161, that's pretty much out of his system now, but a 125 and a 118, so he's minus 36 on his scoring, which has a massive impact on his, because that weighting of that first score has a massive impact on his break-even score, sorry. Nat 5, 78, did really, really well. Really much more a Supercoach game, just because he gets so many contested possessions out into players. So yeah, really happy with his Supercoach score of, I think, a 102, but his 78 fantasy score. Banfield, Switkowski, Tracy, Johnson, and then we can go down the whole list here. It doesn't really matter. Draper, you never go key defenders or key forwards basically in fantasy, and that's the reason. Draper scored a 13, so all those people that went to him as a covering, 6.3%, they suffered basically. So then we go over to Carlton. Jacob Weeding had a massive start to the game with a 50-point quarter, and then really tapered off a little bit. But yeah, 118 from him. I don't expect to consistently see that, obviously, from him with the 78 average. A key defender that doesn't really get on the end of too many kickabouts, unlike the Luke Jackson and the Tom Stewarts. It's hard for him to score. Brady Kemp, 112. He was pretty good. We've seen this before from him. He scored a couple of times last year, I believe, and I did some research on him and found out that he was a key defender because I didn't really know who he was. And when I saw a key defender at Carlton, I didn't really want to jump on. De Koning, 100. He dominated in the ruck, to be honest, against Luke Jackson. He got his number there. Sard, 95. Cripps, 94. Kerno, Scherer, Cottrell, Akers, Mackay with a 76 as well. Some of you would have known that I was almost going to go with Mackay, and then I decided not to. I decided to actually go for someone completely different, which we'll get to in the last part of the recaps for the round. But I can tell you right now that my player was 200k cheaper, and he scored better in terms of Supercoach for that point. George Hewitt was another one I could have actually gone to be honest with you. He did score a 103, which kind of sucks that he did score well. as he's going to go massively up in price in Supercoach, but not too much in fantasy. Zach Williams decided, you know what, he'd done his work in the first half and then decided in the second half that he would down his tools. 69 for him, 81 in Supercoach. So still the cash generation is going. He beat his break even by 25. That should see, I would suspect, a 17 or 18k rise. A break even of probably, now looking at it, Zach Williams, break even probably around that 40-45 range again, maybe even a little bit less. But yeah, he should be going well with that. Then you've got Carol Newman. Newman's been a shocker this year, to be honest with you, and he's going to just dunk down in price. And when they start to kick it around the back again, he should be fine, but I don't see him being a top 6 or even near top 6 defender this year. Kennedy, McGovern, Durden, Fogarty, Hollands, Fantasia, always, and then Elijah Hollands for those people that did decide to jump on in both formats. Injured himself, probably out for 2 to 3 weeks, I would suspect, with, I think it was a quad or groin. So there's that. So that pretty much is the recap of the Freo versus Carlton game going through. I didn't even touch on the controversy of the Jordan Clark free kick at the end for umpire abuse. That was, it was a horrific call from the umpires, but as you know, you cannot sort of argue with the umpires, I guess. Not even sort of, you can't argue with the umpires on their decision because they're not going to overturn it. They are not going to overturn it. And yeah, it cost them a goal in... it probably cost them a chance to potentially win it. It probably would be a Hail Mary 1 in 100 that they win from there, as they had about 40 seconds left to get a goal from basically a centre clearance. But to concede the umpire abuse and the free kick from the exact same spot to a pretty good goal kicker in, I believe, in Kennedy, killed that game off. And in the end, Carlton won by 10 points. So I was pretty happy with my tip anyway with that one. But that is the video, and I'll see you guys in the last recap of the round. Bye, guys.